Okay, it is day 4 of my road trip across the western United States. I am here in Mexican Hat, Utah. It's gorgeous. It's a town of about 200 people, I think. There's not really much here. I'm about 20 miles outside Monument Valley. I could actually see Monument Valley driving in off in the distance, which was pretty cool. That's where I'll be tomorrow morning. I think for a lot of people in the photography community and people who love cinema, Monument Valley, a bit of a pilgrimage. The first couple of days here were not so much about photography. It was really about getting to where I was going, which was Moab, Utah, and spending some time with family. So first couple of days, Seattle to Twin Falls, then Twin Falls to Salt Lake City to Moab. Despite that, did run about 4 rolls of 35 and 2 rolls of 120 in the last 3 or 4 days. But it's a golden hour here in Mexican Hat. It is gorgeous. The red rock is really popping. So I'm gonna get to it. The photography on this trip really starts now. I'm gonna be exploring the West and just seeing what I can find and what I can make with my cameras.
So this sketch, what it did was, as you mentioned, set off a flurry of speculation, flurry of conversation, and at the center of all this,
I am in Monument Valley. I think I'm in the Arizona side, just outside the View Hotel. Just watched sunrise here, which was everything you would think it would be. Just one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. From a photography standpoint, it's a little tricky. You're shooting right into the sun. I'm gonna see if you can see over here. The sun basically rises behind the famous buttes here, or mesas, or whatever you call them. So from a photographic standpoint, it is a little tricky. You're shooting right into the sun. I was just kind of changing the exposure constantly. There was one point where it's so contrasty, where the shadows are metering at f4, the highlights are at like f16. So I just started doing frames kind of at every aperture along the way, kind of 5.6, 8, 11, just trying to see if one shot will turn out. Also, if you ever come here looking to do photography and you want to do sunrise or sunset, and sunset's probably better because the sun will obviously set directly behind or on the opposite side, so it's really going to light this area up. Definitely you want something probably slightly wider than 35. I only had the 35 Summicron on my Leica, and that was just a little tight. I think it'll turn out, but I had to kind of step back quite a bit. The 28 on the Ricoh felt a little too wide, so something in between. If you're gonna stay somewhere and you can't afford the view, I thought about staying up here at the View Hotel, which is kind of the famous hotel at Monument Valley, but it's quite expensive. And trying to, I did consider it as it's a kind of a once in a lifetime, but I stayed at Mexican Hat. It was like 25 minute drive here this morning. My hotel was like a third the cost of the View and was pretty decent, all things considered. So don't feel like you need to come and stay at the View Hotel if you're coming to Monument Valley. There's definitely other options out there. After the sunrise was done, went into the View Hotel, the little gift shop, checked that out, bought a t-shirt. There's a 17-mile dirt road that runs through Monument Valley. That's where I am right now. There's all these little spots to pull over and take photos, see the view. I'm on my third or fourth one now, and we're headed up towards John Ford's Point. One thing so far, I'm in a Nissan Altima, so not in a 4x4 or a truck or anything, and it seems to be doing fine on this dirt road. So if you're interested in coming here, I don't think that's a problem if you've only got a non-4-wheel drive vehicle. It's about 10 a.m. I'm still in Monument Valley, as you can see behind me. I'm realizing I probably should have brought more 120 film. I saw myself shooting this mostly 35 and then the occasional shot on the Hasselblad, but I'm about to finish my fifth out of 6 rolls of Kodak Gold that I brought. So I'll be out of Gold 200 pretty quick. I still have to go to the Grand Canyon today. Yeah, might have to stop somewhere in LA and get some more 120 film. I really thought I'd make it the whole trip with the 12 or 13 rolls I bought, but that is definitely not the case. All right, made it to John Ford's Point, and never have I wanted an X-Pan more. It is just after 11 o'clock and I am on schedule now here in Monument Valley. My plan for the day was sunrise in Monument Valley, sunset at the Grand Canyon. Gonna head back up the road here. I'm just about back to the entrance. Gonna grab a coffee, maybe a little snack up at the view. So there's lots of things to see between here and the Grand Canyon, especially once you turn off onto, I think it's Highway 64. Quite a number of lookouts as you go along the rim of the canyon. So I'm sure I'll stop a lot, but the plan is make the Grand Canyon by 7 o'clock. I'm at the Grand Canyon. It's been a few hours after sunrise in Monument Valley and spending the morning there. It's about 3 hours and 10 minutes to get here of drive time. Stopped a ton. Pulled over on the side of the road to take some photos of this rock formation, and a guy in a truck pulls over, an old Navajo guy named Wayne. Tells me all about the area, some Navajo legends, some of which probably aren't appropriate in 2023. It's about 5:45 right now. Golden hour is quickly approaching. I think the sunset's about 7:05. So I decided for some reason not to take the bus, that it'd be more fun to hike the rim up here. I think it's called Hermit's Trail, up to some spot where I can hopefully find a good spot to set up a tripod and get some photos of the sunset. Probably shouldn't record this vlog while hiking, huh? Some days you come to famous spots like this, like the Grand Canyon, and all you see are photographers. And then some days you come and you have this entire lookout to yourself. Thank you, photography gods. You know, the irony in all this is that I'm not even all that interested in traditional landscape photography or consider myself much of a landscape photographer. But when you come to a place like this, how can you not take these shots? Wrapping up here at the Grand Canyon. I've got about 1.5 miles to hike back down to my car, and then about an hour drive to Williams, Arizona, which is where I'm staying the night. And then tomorrow it's on to Route 66, which is another bucket list item. So today was Monument Valley and the Grand Canyon, tomorrow Route 66, just knocking things off this week. I'm a little worried about my film stock. So today I burned through, in 35, 2 rolls of Portra 800, at least 3 of Portra 400. In 120, 2 rolls of Portra 400, and I think 3 or 4 of Kodak Gold. So I was really burning through stuff today. I'm gonna have to find somewhere to get film along the way. Hopefully, passing through LA, I'm sure that I can find somewhere in LA to buy some film. If all else fails, I've got black and white as backup, but I really wanted to mostly shoot color on this trip. And I suppose I could always try and hit a CVS or a Walgreens and hope that they've got some Superior or something, although I don't really like shooting it. So anyway, on to Williams, Arizona, tomorrow Route 66, and then on to LA.